everyone, welcome back to another video with Waduino. Today we're going to finish off our project by finally exporting and placing an order for our PCB. One thing to note is that it is completely free, up to $100, if and only if you are a high school student. So unfortunately, um, it only goes up to $100, but I will be doing a few giveaways in the future, so definitely stay tuned for that. Regarding the PCB, a few other things that I wanted to note before it gets sent off for production is you want to make sure that the design manager matches all of these checks. There should be nothing really wrong with it. And something I forgot to mention in my previous video is that you can actually have bottom soak layers. So as you know, the PCB is two-sided. This is the front side, my front side, and then if I want stuff on the back side, I can obviously check here and change it as necessary. So we want to set to the bottom soak layer. But for me, I'm just going to keep everything on the top. And if you want to see how it looks, we can go into view and go into our 3D view. Personally, I find that the best thing is black and gold. For this case, I have a white soak layer, but feel free to customize it however you want. So once you are satisfied with the design, everything passed the checks, your QR code works, any designs that you want are added, we're going to go to the files page. We're going to do the generate PCB fabrication file or the Gerber. So then it's going to prompt us to create a design rule checking, and we're just going to generate our Gerber. Make sure it's the quality that you want. And it should say JLCPCB. Generally, I prefer using PCB Way Daisy. Their products are always very high quality and some of the best printed circuit boards. But since this Easy EDA platform is connected to JLCPCB, we can just create here. So if we go into Gerber view, there's some extra information, but we're just going to generate our Gerber. And something like this should pop up in the corner. Okay, so now we're at our website, JLCPCB. It's just as the name implies, jlcpcb.com. As you may recall, what we did before was create a Gerber file. So we're going to add our Gerber files here. It should take care of most of it for us. You can see that it's being uploaded. Most of the things are pretty self-explanatory. We want only one layer, but if you do have have different faces on the second side, you may want to include two faces. These are all the same. I personally prefer the black color for my PCB, which you can find there. The silk screen is white, and then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. This is the optimal arrangement or setting for these PCBs issued by the grant. They often prefer you to select the later days so that the money from the grant can be preserved and saved for other PCB projects that you have. But you can just take a quick look at this, upload your PCB, and make sure everything fits the design. Really cool special offer, but we're going to save this to cart. And once we do, it should be in our cart. So we have it over here, about 3 days for it to be built. Okay, so once you're at this stage, you should be able to take a screenshot. Make sure you get in the price as well. It should be Command-Shift-S on Windows. And then just take a big screenshot of the area here. So once you get past this stage, then we can move on to the GitHub. For many who haven't used GitHub, it's a very, very important tool when it comes to computer science. So this is the Hack Club grant. Once again, you must be a high school student, and there are some few instructions here, but I will walk you through it. So with the GitHub, one of the main things that makes GitHub so vital to be able to understand and how to use is because it's used by tons of major tech companies, helping them to manage different projects and how to commit or push and pull files. So it's a very important tool. So today we're going to be, I guess, doing a little walkthrough of it and explaining. So you can see on my own GitHub account. If you don't have a GitHub, you can create one. And what I'm going to do is fork the repository. And just as the name implies, the fork is a copy of the repository. So we want to create a copy of the repository so we can make our specific changes however we like, because this is going to be important when we push our changes, which basically means that we're going to send our changes to the owners of the file, the original project, so that they can approve it or see what changes we made. So what we're going to do is we want to go to this projects tab, onboard NFC card YT. We're going to the projects tab. Okay, so we're back at this stage. We have projects. I shouldn't necessarily say this. This is the name of the repository after I created a copy or created a fork. So it shouldn't necessarily say this. This is just for me. What I'm going to be doing is adding a new file. We want to create a new file. And this time we want it to say whatever we're making. So I'm going to create an NFC card. We're going to do a / and then we're going to do read.md, and it should say exactly this. This allows you to make any comments similar to in programming where you make comments for each line. This allows you to make any notes or anything you want to say to the viewer that's reviewing your repository. So it's actually required that you add some information about your project, what you're doing, etc. So you can fill this out. Obviously, these would change. And then once you create and fill this out, we can commit these changes to save them. Okay, so once we are at our own folder, you can see I uploaded one of the Gerber files already. But basically what you have to do is you have to go in here, change this to its name, and we can just call it gerber.zip. And once we do so, we can upload our file. Select it here, our gerber.zip, and we can commit our changes. So now I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of the rest of the files and how you can find them. So our cart PNG, this is our screenshot that we took. And our gerber.zip, we already took care of that. Now let's look for our schematic. So once again, we're back over here. What I want to do is go over to this one. I'm going to export, and we're going to export as a PDF. This is our schematic PDF. We're going to open the file. You just access the file through downloads. And what we're going to do is we're going to change this to schematic.pdf. So now that we took care of that, we're done with this. And now we need to go into our design ones. For our designs, we have two distinct ones. What we're going to do is go to File, File Source. We're going to download this. Then we're going to go to Sheet 1, File Source, and download this as well. We're also going to change both of these to, these ones don't really matter. SEH design, I don't know. And then we can also change this to, I don't know, like design.json. And we're going to add both of these to the src file, which we'll do right now. All right, so now we're back at the folder. Just for some basic GitHub tips. We have the ability to delete their directory over here. We have our README over here. We can delete this file. If we click this, we can change the name. We can change the content of the file. But for this, we're just going to stick to the uploads. What we're going to do is we're going to upload a file. We want to upload our schematic first. This should say schematic.pdf, like that. And after a while, it should be added. We're going to go back to our folder, and you can see our schematic.pdf was added. We're going to create a new file, and we're going to create an src, and then ... changes. So we actually don't need this one. We want to go to our src. We want to upload our files. And these are going to be the two designs that we created. And so if we go back, and go to our src, and then just delete this file. And just like that, your folder should be finalized. So now you have your design, your sh design, as well as all the key files. So once we're done with that, we're going to click code. This is basically the home page. We're going to go to contribute, and we're going to open a pull request. Basically what this does is it's sending your work to the owners of the main file and basically showing them what you're going to add. So when we open up a pull request, has a bunch of things that you can check off just to certify that you are able to receive the $100, because this is a pretty large amount. And once you do so, you can click to create a pull request once this is finalized. I'll send a Slack in the description, and basically you can follow up and send messages to this wonderful community and get any updates on your actual PCB board. Okay, so after a while, you should receive this email. It should be from HCB. If you have any concerns, please leave a comment and I can help you with getting in contact to help with your project, or if you need an update on the money or the grant. So after you get this message, you should be able to start spending. After that, you can secure your checkout and enter in all your information along with the credit card numbers that are on the given grant. So that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. This is what the box looks like when it comes to shipping. And here's some of the stuff. I was really excited when mine came, so definitely update me. But yeah, this is the final product. And I really hope you enjoyed that video, and stay tuned for all the super exciting projects I have next involving the Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and so much more. So with that, thank you for watching.